Today we're going to be talking about everything that you need to know about healing and injuries in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, right after this. Hey everybody, Sam here, also known as Mr. Stainless, and today we're talking about something that everybody I'm sure will love in video games, and that's healing and taking injuries and getting hurt, primarily in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, because this is something that is a much more developed mechanic here in Ghost Recon Breakpoint than in other titles, and it's something that really hits you right out of the gate, because this is the first mission, and this is all being captured from the beta, but this is the first mission in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. You've got a critical injury, and there's no kind of in-your-face tutorial telling you how to heal and what you should know about injuries. So that's where people like me step in. Now, as you can see down the bottom left of the screen, you've got that kind of flashing press LB to heal your injuries, you fool. We're going to ignore that and head over to this little red house while I chat to you about different injuries in Ghost Recon Breakpoint and what you should know about them. So, taking wounds in Breakpoint is not like Wildlands, it's not like Call of Duty and other titles where you take a few hits, you sit behind a rock, you wait a while, and then you're good to go. Your injuries will persist, your injuries stick around unless you treat them, and they get worse. As you can see, this is a critical injury and it's severely hampering my ability to be combat ready. I can't walk as quickly as I can still aim, there isn't too much of a jitter. Well, there's a bit of a kind of sway with it, but I can't run. I kind of just trip over myself. And as you take more and more injuries, your ability to fight will decrease massively. Now, one thing you need to know is that treating each one of these injuries is done differently. So the way that you'll treat a minor injury is completely different than treating a critical injury. And it's kind of divvied up into two different healing methods, using a bandage and using a syringe. Now, inside this house, there are some syringes, which we just want to gather so I can show you what that looks like. So now that we've got some syringes, we're going to basically heal up. So, first off, what you want to do is, say you're in the game, you've taken your injuries and you need to try and find your bandages, you're going to want to hold the RB button if you're using a controller, and you can see here on the item wheel, the accessory wheel, that these syringes are completely blacked out. You can't use them. Basically, that's the game forcing you to understand, hey look, you've taken some injuries here, buddy, just sticking a syringe in this isn't going to help you. So you're going to want to select your bandages, which we've done, and then this is what happens when you press LB to heal. You can do nothing. You just have to sit there and you start bandaging yourself up. You can't use your gun, you can't move. Now if I press cancel, it takes you, say, about 2 seconds to get back up onto your feet. Now, during the entire time while you're healing, from the moment you start to the moment you get back up onto your feet again, you can't do anything. You are completely out of combat. So it's really important to remember that whenever you do need to heal and whenever you go to use your bandages, don't do it in the middle of an intense firefight when you're just about to get flanked, because you're probably going to get some more injuries. Now that we've used the bandages though, you can see that we're a little bit faster, we're still dragging our feet a little bit, but we can run. Kind of. We hobble at speed. Now, in order to get rid of the rest of our injuries, we're now down to severe. What we got to do is, once again, go into our item wheel, our accessory wheel, and you can see that the syringes are now accessible. We're going to select those. Now, using a syringe is something you're going to use for the likes of minor injuries. But what's useful about those, about syringes, is that when we press LB to use one, we can use them on the move. You don't need to be taken out of combat in order to heal yourself with a syringe. But remember, syringes only heal minor injuries. Bandages will need to be used for anything more severe, anything critical or major. But folks, hopefully you found this helpful, and hopefully you now understand how healing and injuries work in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. If you have found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe down below to be kept up to date of when my new videos go live. But until next time, have a great week, and I will of course speak to you all soon.